Okay, now what is statuses?
Little did he know that this breakthrough would help shape the future of manufacturing. Range status. Range. Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, don't remain engine start. 1, 0, lift off. Today, pioneering technologies are supporting our partners ever more ambitious goals. The innovation never stops. It's one part or 1,000. From lifelike prototypes to full-function components, we're helping turn complex problems into simple solutions while quietly changing millions of lives. It's very powerful when you show a family, this is your baby's heart, and this is how I'm going to repair it. We're constantly questioning, inventing, and reinventing. Asking, how can we help our customers turn a great idea into a great success? Pushing boundaries to make every industry come faster. From humble beginnings to giant leaps. Whatever your dream, make the impossible possible.
Great. So a little more about statuses. Statuses has been in the market for the last 30 plus years and simultaneously received more than 30 plus awards in innovation. This is the most widely used 3D printer. Statuses had the biggest budget in the industry for 2018 for R&D. We have 150,000 plus installations, the biggest installation base in the world. More than 1,300 granted or pending patents. There are more products which will be launched in 2020. Very recently, we launched one in what do you call the Collegiate series. Now, 3D printing and industry in motion. Now, to give a little more perspective in this, so 3D printing and industry in motion this is an incredible time to be a part of this industry. I believe we are only in the beginning of realizing the true potential of additive manufacturing. It's transformative to so many design and manufacturing applications and industries in the true meaningful way. Entering an era of specialization, 3D printing is no longer about printers. It's about specialized applications. And most of it all, it's about enabling mission critical business processes and new business models that improves outcomes. In other words, a new era of specialization. Now to see here, yesterday one size would fit everybody because there were not so many possibilities of customization. Now today, specialized solutions for business critical applications, like what you desire, you have it. People are looking for more customization products and solutions as per their requirement.
physical object directly from a digital file. Software takes a computer design and slices it into layers. These layers are instructions for the 3D printer, which builds them one at a time until what was just data becomes substance. There are many different 3D printing methods: plastic extrusion, liquid jet, laser sinking, and even more types of 3D printing parts. Strong and durable, beautiful and smooth, even wax or metal. Some 3D printing methods serve a very specific purpose, while others are used across industries, and even in homes. And this is what's amazing about 3D printing. It's not one process to create an object. It's a new way for designers, engineers, all kinds of creators to express themselves and solve problems. It's making our cars and planes faster and safer. It's empowering companies to invent new products with better quality. It's giving entertainers and fashion designers unlimited creative freedom. It's helping researchers and engineers make our lives healthier. In fact, effects of 3D printing are already all around. Pretty cool, huh?
Okay, so getting into a little more detailed 3D printing. Now, 3D printing is known by many names. What you see here is 3D printing, rapid prototyping, rapid manufacturing, additive manufacturing, direct digital manufacturing. So the majorly used is these terms for 3D printing. Now, how does it happen? 3D printing happens from a 3D CAD data. Now, there are two processes. One is subtractive and one is additive. Now, what you're looking at is subtractive manufacturing, wherein the excess material is chiseled out of the block. Now, here in additive manufacturing, layer by layer, you are adding material to create a model, a part. So, this is what I mean by additive manufacturing. Now, for additive manufacturing, you have to have a CAD file which is created by a designer. This goes to CAD slicing, which is a printer software. Now, the print preparation happens here. The software slices the model into thin layers as per the printing capability of the printer, which goes into printing, and you have a model printed layer by layer from bottom to up. Very recently, we have launched GraphCAD. GraphCAD is more synchronized and it can use native CAD files. So previously, the starting file was STL. Now you can start from any native CAD format. This GraphCAD is a connectivity between the printer and the computer where you have the CAD file. So this increases the productivity with print management and remote print monitoring. Like supposedly you are not there in front of the computer, but still you can access it over your handheld phone. So what technologies the statuses have? We have fuse deposition modeling and material jetting. Now fuse deposition modeling is basically known as FDM, which is very common nowadays in the market. Now it uses thermoplastic filament and heated to a semi-liquid state and then extruded as per the STL, as per the control tool path to build layer upon layer. For material jetting, which is our PolyJet technology, droplets are deposited and then UV cured. The resins get hardened and you have a handled part direct from the machine. Now, this is a comparison between PolyJet and FDM. Now, PolyJet is more like your 2D printing, your the HP printers or the Canon printers. It's that there is a bed on which the droplets of resin is dropped as per the STL and then cured with UV light. For FDM, you have, again, both the technologies have to have support material with them. Now for FDM, it is a thermoplastic filament, say ABS, ASA, nylon, PPSF, Ultem, now which goes into the extruder, it's heated up and extruded in semi-viscous state. So they both complement each other. Now, what you look here, if you are planning to buy a printer, is what is your requirement? Are you requiring? Are you looking for, say, specifically strong prints, or you are looking at aesthetics? So PolyJet would be the printer which can give you good aesthetics, whereas FDM is good in the strength. It is strong, tough, and durable. Now you see here in the advantages are given in picture format. So PolyJet can give you transparency. In a single part, it can have different materials. You can have surface smooth finish. I mean, one of the best smooth finish surfaces in the industry. You can use the PolyJet printers to print molds, which can give you, as per the temperature and viscosity of the print, you can have from 25 to thousands of uh, injection molded parts. It's also used in the medical and dental industry. You can have the choice of flexibility. You can have the choice of color. For FDM, it is strong, durable ABS. You can have economic sparse fill. You can have high performance materials. Now, what I mean by high performance is you can have materials which has deformation temperature of up to 210 degrees. You have some odd 9 colors. Then you have the versatility of nylon as well as medical and food contact grade materials. Now, how does it happen? You need to pre-process, which is the software that I had just shown, and then it goes into the printer. It is printed, and you can post-process it. Like post-process can be as per your desired output, which is your transparency, the color. It is already printed in color. You just need to have a coat and you can give it shine. Okay, the scope and applications of 3D printing in today's industry. So this thing like concept design, concept validation, the concept models, prototypes is a part of yesteryears. Today, then came in functional prototype, wherein fit form was being checked, vibration dropped, destructive testing was being done, as well as rapid component fabrication was being done. Now the new era of 3D printing is here, which is your manufacturing tools, injection molding, blow molding, jigs and fixtures, casting patterns, hydroforming. And then you can also use it in for end use parts, which is your end of arm tooling, final production parts. This end use parts is very common with the aerospace industry, which I'll come to cover in the coming slides. So how does it help? It helps in time and cost savings, 40 to 90% lead time reduction, 70 to 95% cost reduction. Now you can have a digital inventory. You don't need to have specific products. You can have it digitally. Then you can, what it helps is eliminate or reduce inventory requirements. You can produce components on demand. You can have painless design revisions. You are also mitigating the risk, increasing accuracy with the conformal components. Now, getting into the applications of additive manufacturing. Now, there are 4 different applications, like starting with rapid prototyping, which everybody knows today. Then comes in manufacturing aids, then forming tools, and ready parts. These 3 categories, like manufacturing aids, forming tools, and ready parts, is beyond prototyping. Now, yesteryears, we were looking at 3D printers for prototyping. Now we are into beyond prototyping with the manufacturing aids. Now, a little detail. The cost is being reduced. The time is being reduced. The assembly steps are being reduced or say eliminated, and the performance and accuracy in and ergonomics, they are being improved by the manufacturing aids. For coming into forming tools, cut tool lead time from months to days, reducing tool cost, enable innovative tooling solutions like in CNC VMC. You can have three dimensional. Here you can have any dimensional, any kind of part coming out of the printer. Optimize design and build parameters. The ready parts, which I said in the last slides, flight certified materials including Ultem 9085 and Ultem 1010 resins, from which you are creating the part directly and fitting it in the airlines. On-demand production parts and fast repairs, reduce metal with lighter weight, replace metals with lighter weight materials, reduce fuel cost, because if you are reducing the weight, you are reducing the fuel cost. Now let's get into rapid prototyping. I have a few case studies to cover here. Now, Hyundai's prototype reveals 27 design flaws. From the CAD drawing, you cannot establish what is the kind of errors that the end part will give you. So what happens is, if you have a prototype, you'll get to know the errors. You can hold the part and get to know the flaws. So the results, 27 early design flaws were detected. Enabled positive return on investment in less than 30 months. Provided durable, accurate prototype. Now, if you see on the right and top side, these were conducted. Now, Honda again did a lot of prototyping. The challenges were make customized accessories more efficient, effective efforts and cost using CNC machines, and create fine details for accessories. Now, what the solution which the 3D printer helped them with is they have improved both quality and processing speed, unmet faster time to market, and enabled building larger parts like 14-inch wheel. Now you can see on the right top, these are the finished, unfinished parts and the wheel. Coming to jigs and fixtures, let's look at a video first.
Manufacturing relies on high levels of quality and production efficiency. Time is money, and money is money too. But every object is both. The effort strength for complex and designs work well or better than manufacturing. Amazon rubber manufacturing. That's up to 90%, and provide cost reduction of 95%. Streamline your process, save time, save money, find out how much you can save.
Okay, so just a small example where the BMW is using statuses for jigs and fixtures. Now, these are the areas, these are just a few areas wherein it's being used, like emblem fixing, headlight alignment, cubing device, gauge checker. Now, the jigs and fixtures is a tool that is designed for functionality, not without compromising the ergonomics and function by design for manufacturability. Now, on the left, you see a CNC emblem fixture from CNC machining, which is made into parts and then assembled together. On the right, you see a printed jig for emblem fixing. So what you see here is reduce the number of parts, as well as the left hand side, but you see the aluminum, it was weighing something around 8 kgs, and when it was 3D printed with the Sparks fill, I mean that's a fill which is for FDM printers, the weight was reduced to 700 grams. So just imagine how ergonomic it became once it was 3D printed. See, a person is holding it in his hand. Okay, so the challenges were limited design freedom, optimal work effort and ease of use, process repeatability is limited, cost and lead time higher than desired. The solution and results, Porter system used to produce more than 400 jigs and fixtures, sparse cost savings of 58%, lead time reduced by 92%. On the right, you are seeing the emblem fixing fixture, this one. Now, the second use is end of arm tooling. Now, this is an end of arm wherein where our arms cannot reach, so we have an end of arm tool. I have a video to it.
Primarily welding through out in the last years, sonic inspection of carbon fiber parts, as well as water jet cutting of carbon fiber material. Arm tool with an effector device mounted into the robot, able to pick apart weld parts together with stock. The Genesis developed water jet cutting development, our razor jet system developed arm tool out of come customer work. Kind of were able to see data water jet cut or water jet wall. All of the integrated traditional approach of manufacturing machining.
Okay, I believe it was not audible. Let me explain it. Now, what happens here is that's an end of arm tool which is used for water jet cutting of metal parts. Now, metal parts or say carbon fiber parts, which if you hold it with your hand and under that high speed water, so you will be, I mean, there are chances of injury. Now, what happens here is it is held by the vacuum tubes. So, under the water jet, it is easily uh, cut as per the requirement. Now, this is the end of arm tool which was being used in the video. Now, this is made of a material called Ultem. Now, what you see on the left hand side on the black end of arm is the carbon fiber part, which is used for, which was cut by the water jet. So, how it helps? Weight reduction, consolidation of tooling components, improved ergonomics, easy customization, cost effective for lower quantities, and tooling can have more complexity. As in, the tubing goes inside from the inner part of the end of arm. So you can have a better ergonomics designed part. Now it is also used for injection molding and blow molding. Now this is a video for injection molding. I am very much hoping that you'll be able to hear it.
Injection manufactured plastic parts, aerospace, super electronic, short cycle times of cost parts, manufacturing processes, high production, but to achieve that, injection like and injection
Okay, so you might have seen in the video that this 3D printed polyjet molds are being used for injection molding. This was the part which was on the right hand side. These white parts that you see were taken out from that injection mold. Now, how it helps is the mold can be prepared, printed in a day's time, say 24 to 36 hours, whereas in the machine, the tooling, it takes 56 days of delivery. the cost is reduced, the time is reduced, as well as the process is streamlined, and it is end of the day it is saving for the company. Now, similarly, you can use the 3D printing molds for blow molding.
Load the mold on the blow molding machine and start molding parts. Since the plastic polyjet molds don't dissipate heat as well as metal, immediately prepare on the mold maps. That is required adjustment process. After the flash and remnants of the Parasol, your molded parts are now ready for functional ready for product distribution. Replacing machine metal mold with polyjet allows companies to make bottles, product in material with up to 95% reduction in time and cost. For further information, contact Stratasys Application Support.
Great. So moving ahead, the benefits of polyjet blow molding is average lead time savings of 85 to 95%. Average cost savings is 75 to 95%. Efficiency is more than design validation at an early stage, and enhanced quality as per the designer's creativity. And the best part is you are using the real material for a true to life functional evaluation. Moving ahead, end of use parts. Now Airbus it flies with more than 1,000 parts printed out of FDM in place of traditional manufactured parts for the airlines. Etihad, and this is the aftermarket also is covered by 3D printing, wherein you see here Etihad announces certification of cabin interior components produced by on status equipment in Abu Dhabi. This is a very nice example wherein on the left hand side, if you see, that is a metal part, which is for the air ventilation, which is in the airlines. Traditionally, it was made out of 140 parts. With the advent of FDM and printing parts on FDM machines, that 140 parts came down to just 16 parts.
My name is Kyle Whitlow. I'm a senior at Adam Alliance. Launch space. So annotate very high.
Okay, so moving ahead, what is how this additive manufacturing has matured till now? This is what we are going to look in the next few slides. So there has been a strong adoption of prototyping, strong adoption of jigs and fixtures, then strong adoption of tools, adoption of parts, low volume production parts, then there, the high temperature up to 210 degrees centigrades of materials being used today. Then there are biocompatible materials. Then there are FST certified materials also, like fuel. FST is fuel, smoke, and toxicity. Now, if you burn ABS, it burns with black shoots, whereas there are materials available with statuses which doesn't burn, or say they burn with no fumes at all. Then high strength and chemical resistance. Then we have also, with additive manufacturing, we can also create rubber-like material and carbon fiber embedded material, the electrostatic dissipative material, and soluble support. Now, this is a small video on a small girl who was born with disabilities.
When she was born, her leg broke by her totally rude. That she had all her hands and rock her bottom feet. Brought her legs down and passed her and slowly first
Just a small look on the FDM and Polyjet portfolio. Now we have machines ranging from 10 by 10 by 10 to 3 feet by 2 feet by 3 feet, starting at 120, then 170, 270, 370. Then we move on to 380 carbon fiber, 380 MC. Then we have Fortis 450 and 900. So as you move ahead in the chain, so you have added material, bigger bed size, and more benefits. So the materials currently available on the from the FDM bench is the thermoplastic elastomer, which is a TPU 92. Then you have standard plastics, which is ABS, ABS Plus, ABS M30, ABS ESD7, and so on. Engineering plastics like PC and nylon grades performance, wherein you have Ultem and you have nylon along with Antero. The specialty materials is ST130, certified grade, and custom colors. Look at the Polyjet portfolio. It starts at Object 30 Pro and it goes up to statuses 850, 835. Now 850 is a full color Pantone validated printer, whereas the Object 30 Pro, they can print in different materials, but not at one go. You have Object 1000 Plus, which has a 1 meter bed size. Now, discussing on the materials, the basic materials, which is the rigid ones, are Vero White, Vero Black, Vero Clear, and so on. Wherein you have flexible materials, you have Tango Black Plus, Tango Gray. Rigid flexible blend is Veroflex, which comes in J850, 750, 835. You have specialty materials. Specialty materials would include biocompatible, medical grade, then is ABS Plus with high temperature, which is the simulated ones, which I had shown you in the videos for blow molding or say injection molding. These are used for that. Now in biocompatible materials, there are materials from the statistics bench, which you can, in contact with the saliva, you can use it for 24 hours, or in contact with the skin, you can use it for 30 odd days. Now, are the students ready? So what happens here? So 10% is what we read, we remember, 20% we remember of what we hear, 30% of what we see, 40% of what we see and hear, 70% of what we say, and 90% of what we do. That's why start at a young age and will be helping you to be future ready, to be ready for industries with the knowledge of 3D printing additive manufacturing. Now, what is the future of 3D printing? In Industry 4.0, you see a image here, which is the shop floor consisting of 3D printers, which is called a factory of future. So nothing would be manual in the future. Everything would be done by either robots or 3D printers. Just to end it, you have a small. Okay, so if you want to contact us, then you can contact us on the given details. That's it from my end. I'm open for questions.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Gautam. Thank you very much. I so there have been some difficulties in accessing this sound. Sincere apologies for that. So now I am unmuting all the participants. So they should ask the questions one by one. So if there is a chaos, then I will have to mute again. Then we will see some another methodology. So the students can ask one by one. I think I will have to get the question through chat box.
Hello. Hello?
मेरी वीडियो बनाओ
Hello.
Yeah, the students can type their question in the chat box, or they can raise hand. So I will then unmute selectively. So there is an option of raise hand, or you type your question in the chat box.
Hello.
Yeah, just a moment. Hello.
Yes, sir. Tell me.
Yeah, just a moment. Ankita,
Yes, sir.
yeah, you want to
Good
say
morning.
something?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Sir,
Ankita.
thank you for your sharing your time and knowledge with us, and we are so privileged to have you here.
Anytime, Ankita.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, has industry successfully taken advantage of 3D printing, or still we have a long way to go? Hello.
In many facets of the industry.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
it is coming up, but then it's a long way to go. So with the applications that I had shown in the presentation, there are a couple of other applications which didn't seem, important for today's discussion, but yes. Right, Ankita?
So Ankita, is the answer clear? Okay, so next question is from Subhash Kumar. I am unmuting Subhash Kumar. Yeah, Subhash, you can ask question.
Yes, sir. I'm asking the question: is there a difference between 3D printing and additive manufacturing?
I didn't get your question, Subhash.
He is asking about the difference between 3D printing and additive manufacturing.
Both are the same. It's just the nomenclature which is different. The difference is additive and subtractive. But 3D printing, rapid prototyping, everything is additive manufacturing. Right?
So, yes, will you tell about me what is the difference between 3D printing and 4D printing?
See, 4D printing as of now, Statuses is not into. Now, 4D printing, I am also not very much aware, but what I'm aware is 4D printing takes the shape as per increase or decrease as per the requirement. So this is the knowledge which I have, but other than this, I won't be help you out with 4D printing.
Okay, thank you.
3D
Okay, next question.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, next from Gur Sahib Singh. I am unmuting him. Gur Sahib Singh.
Hello, sir. Sir, I want to ask that can we think of a career in 3D printing?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, there are so many people who are very much not aware of 3D printing or just are getting into 3D printing. So those things are open to you.
Okay, so next question from Prayash Sharma.
Good morning, sir. Sir, kindly tell more about cat slicing.
Okay. That's that's a question. Now, cat slicing, how it happens is now, majorly the fetuses machine they have 4-layer thickness, other than a couple of, but then it is 127, 178, 254, and 330 microns. Okay. So now, when you are importing a part in the CAD software of, in the processing software of the printer, so you decide on what layer thickness you need to print on. So 127 is suggested when you want to have smooth surfaces, and 330 if you want to have a prototype, but then fast prototype. So as per 127, 178, 254, and 330, you need to tell the slicing software, and it will slice the STL file or say any file, IGS or anything, and then you have a slice part, but then that should directly get into the printer. And as per if you have sliced in 127, then you print on 127. Hope the answer is clear with you. Or
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, next question from Mr. Abhishek Kumar, faculty member of Mechanical Department.
yes,
Hello.
Mr. Vijay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, my question is how long does it take to print something? And if it is 3D printing overcome the traditional manufacturing methods which are used in mass production?
Okay. To answer your first part, see, 3D
Yes, sir.
printing the print time depends on the the CAD file. So the complexity of the CAD file increases the time of 3D printing. Right.
Okay. Yes, sir.
And also, if you are printing on 127, as I explained in the last question, it will take more time rather than 330, which is quicker. So that is how you define 3D printing. Okay. Now, today's industry, this is the answering the second part of the question. Today's industry, if you see, it is capable of, the ROI. If you are making a part, you need to have a die, a mold, and then you are creating a part by injection molding, or say you are doing it by 3D printing. Now, break even would be, say, 100 odd parts, because today the industry is not that big. So 50-100 parts is the most which is suggested by 3D printing, not beyond that. Hope I have answered your questions both.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Next question from Mr. Atishay Jain. Atishay.
Mr. Jain.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, is there any other technique available which can replace this additive manufacturing, sir?
See, additive manufacturing is a separate process. Now, but for today, if you are looking at, there are just two. One is subtractive and one is additive. There are no other processes.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so there are some questions in the chat box also. Let me have a look. There is a question from Prince Mishra. What 3D modeling software do you recommend?
Any 3D modeling software, irrespective. See, that's what I'm saying. No, I mean previously we were only printing from an STL, but today, beyond STL, if you are using a SolidWorks software, you can use a step format. You can use a IGS format. You can use any kind of format. With, I mean, most of the formats are today currently being used with the help of GraphCAD. So 3D software is irrespective today.
Okay, there is one more question from Ankit Patel. Can we use the material again which is removed in subtractive method?
Okay. Now, subtractive method, you can definitely use it again. You need to go, I mean, subtractive is, what is the process? First, let's take a look at the subtractive process. Now, you are using a block. See, you are using a block of stainless steel. Now, the parts which is chiseled out,
Gautam, you are not audible, I think. Yeah, Gautam, you are not audible. Okay, I think there might be some technical issues. So I think Gautam will revert. So in the meanwhile, there is another question from Prince Mishra. What are the difference between 3D printing and CNC milling? Which one best? So maybe I can try to answer this question. First of all, both are totally different manufacturing processes. Both address different materials. 3D printing largely addresses polymeric materials, but of course nowadays there are metal 3D printers as well. Now one can compare the metal 3D printer with the CNC milling, but again it depends actually what is the product at hand, what kind of product is being manufactured, what is the material, what is the geometry. So a metal 3D printer is an expensive machine, whereas a CNC machine milling is relatively cheaper. In a CNC milling, you can do the routine dies, injection molding dies, and some press tool dies. But the 3D printing for metals is still restricted to some of the very sophisticated applications in defense and aerospace sector. So there are some companies like Bharat Forge. So they use 3D metal printing. So next question from Subhash Kumar. Are 3D printed goods as good as those manufactured traditionally? Okay, so there has been a progress in 3D printing in terms of strength of the material and some other design parameters. So yes, in some cases, the 3D printed components have replaced the traditionally manufactured components. Yeah, but still this is growing. Yeah, it will take time. Then from Harshit Garg, sir, where can we use additive method and subtractive method? Which one is best? Okay, I think I may not be able to answer this. So Abhishek, can you answer this question? Abhishek? Abhishek? Abhishek?
Hello. Hello.
Just a moment, Abhishek. Just a moment.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Gautam, I have unmuted you.
Yes, I can see that. Okay. So what was the question again?
Okay, so I will take this question now from Harshit Garg. Where can we use additive method and subtractive method, and which one is best?
Okay, see, till now, subtractive method is good in certain areas, additive in certain areas. If you're looking at time, money, value for money, additive manufacturing is better. Whereas in subtractive, since it is the old generation production system, it is good with them. But then there is, as far as today, you cannot, replace additive with subtractive or subtractive with additive. So that's my answer.
Yeah, so basically both have their own limitations and advantages, disadvantages. So it depends on several parameters. Yeah. Okay, so I think there are not any more questions. So, okay, let me see in the chat box. From Subhas Kumar, how can I modify an existing printing model?
See, after the print has happened, you can use subtractive method to, remove the excess material. If at all you want to, say supposedly you have built something with a radius of 5 millimeters and you want to reduce it to 4 millimeters, you can do it, but not totally. And otherwise, I didn't get the question what modifications you require in a 3D printing model. The 3D printing model, Anji? 3D printing is very easy. You just need to make the CAD file, and if you want to have a change, you can change the dimensions, the properties in the CAD files, and then reprint. So that's that simple.
Yeah, Subhash, it is if you are referring to just the software, so yeah, pretty easy to modify the CAD model by any solid model method. And if you are referring to the manufactured part, then yeah, then it has to be seen actually what feature has to be removed or what exactly is required.
So there you can use subtractive method. You can remove the excess amount.
Yeah, then subtractive method can be used. Yeah. Yeah, Gautam, can you
I didn't get your question, sir.
Yeah, so did you answer the previous question? I think it was answered. So there is next question from Manish Kumar. If we want to add material in our prepared product, is it possible?
That is what while answering the last previous question, I did cover this part also. Addition is not possible. What you can do is you can stick parts. If you want to say, there is a classic example wherein I have a printer with a bed of 10 inches. Now, I can print a part as long as 10 inches. But what if I want to I want to make a 15-inch part? So then what I can do is I can print it in 2 parts and then stick it. Sticking is very easy. We can use just any kind of glue and it will stick. So that is my answer to this question on addition.
Okay, so I think we are done with the questions. And Gautam, is it possible that you can share your PPT, or because of some restrictions it is not possible?
I can convert that into this thing and a PPT and
PDF.
PDF and share it. Not a problem with me.
Yeah, so that will be, and yeah, so I will then share among the participants, then they can read it at their leisure, and later on also they can ask questions. So thank you very much for joining us. It was a great session indeed, and the students of course will have some initial difficulty in understanding some terms like FDM, polyjet, and some another terminology. But as we go along various technical sessions, I am confident that you will definitely grasp more. So now we will take a break for 10 minutes and we rejoin the session on the same meeting ID. Okay, so there will be attendance again. So you have to join the sessions. It is mandatory. Okay, so thank you, Gautam, and thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Great.